Hello, everybody. It is the Drip King, Jimmy Bebe. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm doing this on my own tonight for the first time, so just bear with me. I'm going to get it. Probably no problem. Come Wednesday for Dynamite Recap, I'll have it all figured out. But thank you for joining me. Tonight, we had what I believe was a pretty good Raw. Some things happened. We got some matches announced for Hell in a Cell. I believe it at this point, it's officially Monday Night Raw Hell in a Cell, because I think every match is from Raw, which just goes to show you what I've been saying for months. Raw is that a show, hands down. But enough of that. We're going to jump right into the show. And Monday night is starting off as only it should, as only it can, to let us know it's going to be a fantastic night. Big time Bex makes her presence known, and she lets everybody know, welcome to the big time. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Just more brilliant promo work by Becky. You know that's what she does by now. If you don't know, you better know. You better find out, because it's just a factual statement. She dominates these promo segments. A few little things she says. What she does, she don't collect little trinkets, nonsense. This she collects enemies. And if you've been paying attention, you know that's a fact. Everybody wants a piece of Becky. She's got two that she's gonna just stack up at Hell in a Cell. And then she started telling a story about how she gave the title to Asuka because she knew Asuka was good enough to keep it, but she also knew she was good enough to beat Asuka. So when she came back, she was just gonna get her baby back, aka her title belt, and then all was gonna be good. As she was doing this, nice little line. She goes, "I was off." Got subbed and notif. Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate that. Mucho. Nice of you to join the chat. But yeah, Becky hit Asuka with the, I went to create life like the god I am. Nice little comment she had there. But then Asuka interrupts Becky. After that, Asuka comes out, does the whole, you still big time baby. And then she says, what else did she say? Oh yeah, nobody's ready for Asuka. The same thing she always says, and then she did a little bit of, she's got energy. I love Asuka. She's always a fun time. Her and Becky, just the chemistry is always fun. No problem there. Then of course, Bianca's coming out, and she lets the ladies know, like, you guys like to talk a lot. Well, I do my talking in the ring. Asuka, you about to find out right now, and Becky, you gonna get we got looking good as always. Thank you very much, baby. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And then Bianca, she says, Becky, you're going to get yours just like you got at WrestleMania. After that, Becky sucker punches Bianca. Asuka attacks Becky. Bianca and Asuka take turns on Becky. They do the KOD to the outside, but Becky lands on her feet because she's Vincent Van Gogh. She knows how to handle this stuff. And then they go to commercial break, come back. Asuka versus Bianca is started. You got Becky Lynch on commentary. Triple threat. That's what she's going to talk about. So you got to love it. We all live to hear Becky talk about the triple threat when she's on commentary. I believe that's why they put her in so many, as someone on Twitter pointed out for us. This was a decent match. I don't think they have the chemistry that Becky has with either one of them, but that's fine. It's the first time they've really had a chance to go at it, because last time it didn't end. It ended way too quick. But during the match, Becky hit she says, "I'm a wizard" line. Nice little shot, whatever you will, at AEW and Chris Jericho's silly ass wizard stuff, which I am a fan of. I'm not knocking it. Don't take it as a knock, not me. But that was funny of her. Asuka ended up hurting her knee. Becky was making fun of her for that. That was fun stuff. Becky's just always a good time on commentary. I don't care. I don't even care about the match, honestly, because Becky just entertains me. Again, the match was okay. Becky just amplified the whole segment. Bianca ends up pinning Asuka for the win, and immediately Becky's in the ring, attacks them both, manhandle slam on Bianca, takes out Asuka, leaves, stands tall. Big time Bex runs the first 30 minutes of the show. To me, that's like, yep, tonight's a good night because, yeah, it's Becky Lynch. From there, commercial break, come back. We're getting an Ezekiel and the Mysterios taking on Kevin Owens and the Out Academy in a 6-man tag match. Not a bad match. The hot tag goes to Ezekiel. They built him up in this match. I like it. I dig it. They're building him up the best they can. Whether it takes off or not, we'll see. After Kevin Owens feud, we'll see how far this Ezekiel thing can go. I'm a fan of it, though. I think he's been pretty funny with it. But again, Kevin Owens has a tendency to make these things better than what they probably are. But again, match was nice. Ezekiel came in with the hot tag. He was clicking. I liked it. Kevin Owens went to super kick. Ray, I can't even remember who it was. I believe it was Ray. Ray ducked it. He ended up hitting Chad Gable. Then they threw Kevin Owens out. Double 619, and then Ezekiel hit Chad Gable with a spinning, hanging brainbuster. 1, 2, 3. Ezekiel gets the win before Hell in a Cell. Good for him. Momentum is on his side. It'll be interesting to see if they give a victory to Ezekiel over Kevin Owens on a pay-per-view or premium live event, whichever you prefer. This will really be telling of how much they're invested in Ezekiel moving forward. Whether or not it ends up, oh no, Kevin Owens beats him and then lets everyone, proves to everybody he was lying and he's really Elias. We'll see. I don't know. So that's a good match to me, in my opinion, because I don't know how it's going to turn out. That's what I want in a match. I don't want to know what's happening. So I'm invested in this one 100%. Commercial break. Come back. It is Cody Rhodes time. No more of that 10 o'clock top of the third hour nonsense. That's way too long to wait for Cody Rhodes. He's the star of the show at this point. Get him out there. He's cutting a promo. He puts over Seth Rollins, talking about his daddy Dusty. Saw it when he was in the Performance Center or whatever it was when he saw him. He said this is going to be a generational talent. He's not wrong. And he said, but once all this goes out the window, once that cell locks, I'm leaving all my respect outside the cell, and I'm gonna hurt you. Cue the Seth Rollins music. He's up in the stands. He comes out and he starts running his mouth. Really great promo by Seth Rollins. I strongly suggest you watch it. Two little things to reference here. He referenced Cody going off to AEW with his little friends, and he said, you and your little friends, they tried to tear down what I was building here each and every day. Nice that they're bringing that in, because apparently WWE never references stuff that doesn't happen in the WWE universe. Tonight they did. So thank you very much, Seth Rollins. It works for this feud. It takes it up just one more notch. If you thought that was possible, it happened. And then he followed up that line with, but once you failed, you came crawling back, and I'm not going to let it happen. I'm going to rid the WWE of this nightmare that is Cody Rhodes. Cody says, well, we can do this right now. Seth says, nope. He tries to walk away. Cody chases him into the crowd, and we got a full-blown out just attack. These two were just beating the living shit out of each other. It was very entertaining. It looked very real. The animosity between these two is at an all-time high. Cody puts Seth through a barricade, but that wasn't enough. Security comes, breaks apart. They keep breaking away from security. Just bam, bam, bam. Taking him. Seth at one point had Cody's mouth, and they're just ripping at his mouth. Just really good, very intense stuff. This feud has been just chef's kiss. I love it. It's been really good from the beginning to the end. It was anarchy, apparently. He said it was anarchy, apparently. It was better than Anarchy in the Arena, if that's what your little reference was, David. That's just my personal opinion. I'll move on from that. But it was really good. I really appreciate the segment. Again, Cody and Seth have just been awesome from beginning to Hell in a Cell will most likely be the end. And there's no reason to think after WrestleMania and Backlash that Hell in a Cell won't be another fantastic match. Hopefully, it is better than the previous two. Backlash was better than WrestleMania, so Hell in a Cell needs to be better than Backlash. And if that's the case, you have feud of the year as of right now, in my opinion, Write it down, mark it down, whatever you want to do. That's my word. After that, commercial break, come back. You get Alexa Bliss versus Dewdrop. Before the match, they showed an Alexa Bliss recap from 2018 when she won Money in the Bank, then cashed it in 1 hour later. One of my personal favorite cash-ins of all time because I don't like Nia Jax and I don't like Ronda Rousey, and she just handled it. So that was nice. Maybe a little bit of a tease, hint towards Alexa Bliss. The Dewdrop match, it was nothing special, but I've noticed each and every week Alexa Bliss is getting more and more time. They've just slowly bringing her back into the thick of things. They're giving her these clean victories. They're building her up as we go into Money in the Bank. Usually that doesn't bode well for the person if they're building them up. Usually it's the people they're breaking down. But she's looking like a strong candidate for Money in the Bank. I like what they're doing with her so far. As David said, back to Cody and Seth, it's hard for them not to put on a bad match with the talent they have. Correctamundo, because Cody Rhodes might be one of the most undervalued wrestlers as far as like the three big brands. I think people know he's good. I don't think they realize how good he is at times. And then Seth Rollins, as I've said time and time again, for a long time at this point, I personally think he's the best in the world from top to bottom. Character work, promo work, in-ring works, the whole 9 yards. I think he is the complete package, best in the world. That's my opinion. But like I was saying before, they're building Alexa Bliss up very slowly. I like the way they're doing it. Just easing her back into things. Don't throw her out there and just blow the load right away. I don't like that. Build her up. So afterwards, she got the win and she left. Commercial break. We come back and it's time for Miz TV. And before we even get into the segment, I think if anybody could benefit from taking a break, a prolonged break, because he had one earlier this year, it was not long enough. I think Miz needs to be gone for about a good year from TV because I don't hate the man. I don't think he's bad at all. I think we're just tired of seeing him. Let's see. Shame they can't build Piper with her, though. I agree, but from what I understand, I don't know too much about Piper. I've liked a little bit I've seen of her. I think she's young enough to where they don't have to just do it right now. I think she can be built up. I don't think she's clicked with the audience yet. They need to find her something, though, to click, and it needs to not just be that traditional basic ass, just generic. She's big, so she's the monster of the division. Don't do that. She has personality to her. She looks bubbly. They could do something babyface wise with her. I would like to see it happen. Maybe later this year. We'll see. But again, I think Miz would benefit, honestly, if he was just gone for a year. Let the people miss him. And when he comes back, don't do Miz TV anymore. We don't need it. It's a tired segment at this point. With that said, though, I think tonight's Miz TV was very entertaining, and that had more to do with the Street Profits than anything. Miz was given some nice facials with it. I thought he was doing a good job with that. Less talking for Miz, which is good because I'm just, again, tired of hearing him talk. The Street Profits, they just basically hijacked the show. They started hyping up Hell in a Cell. At one point, Miz put his hand up. My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Now with Angelo Dawkins, he says, "What's up, man?" And then he tried to do, when my mouth goes up, they were just saying it with him. They're just mocking him at this point. And then at that point, 24/7 nonsense comes in, takes over. Yeah, it's 24/7 nonsense. I will say we finally got the title off Dana Brooke. Tamina won it, and then she kissed Tozawa because she's like, "Yeah, I'm happy." And then Tozawa pinned her and won the belt. So Tozawa is now your 24/7 champion. Poor Tozawa. As funny as I think he is of this, he's too good. He's so good. Just put him down in NXT and let him have some matches with the young people and just showcase his talent. What we got here, he says, he pissed off Miz, give him a solid run. And yeah, absolutely. I think we all know the promo we cut on Daniel Bryan. It was really good. And then the run he had after that was really good. I even give him Maurice with it. Just, we need to miss him. We need to miss him. He can't just go from that to that. He's got to be gone. We got to forget that he's the thing. And I think it would just be so beneficial for him and possibly give him one final run towards the top. He don't need a main event run, but it would give him a nice high level run. That's me. After that, he said this stuff. Well, um, that stuff is gold. Yes, gold, golden. After that, we come back. It's Mustafa Ali versus Ciampa match. I have been salivating over the thought of this match. Unfortunately, it was on Raw with no hype, and it was literally just to. It was a cog in the gear towards the United States Championship match. So it wasn't what it could have been, but it was nice to see Ciampa in the ring on Raw having a decent match for what it was. He was going 100 miles an hour. He was ready to get his shit in before the match was going to get ran in. Theory's on commentary. So as soon as Ali started picking up he started getting control. Theory comes in and attacks him. The stipulation here: if Mustafa Ali was to win, he gets the United States title match. So Theory interrupts, DQ, Mustafa Ali wins. Theory continues to attack him and then says, yeah, you won. There's no honor in winning by DQ, but you won. The United States title match is yours. What better time to do than now? We go to commercial break. We come back from commercial break, and Theory is just literally stomping a mud hole in Ali in the corner. I can only assume this happened throughout the entire commercial break. That's funny to me. I don't know why. It just is. And then Theory goes to his corner. The ref's like, hey, Ali, are you ready to go? And Ali doing the babyface thing. Yeah, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Theory handles him. It's not even a contest. He beats him very easily. And then Theory's proud of himself. He's taking the selfie as he's walking away. And then out comes Adam Pearce. He says, stop looking at your selfies and look at your text messages, because Vince McMahon said, as happy as he is that you took advantage of a situation, he would like to see this match really happen. So at Hell in a Cell, United States title match. So you know what that means. We have a mid-card title on a pay-per-view premium live event, whatever you want to call it. So that's good news. On top of that, we have a good feeling that Gunther is going to be winning the Intercontinental title at the thing. So we got 2 mid-card titles on the pay-per-view or premium live event, if that's what you want to call it. So that's good news for the mid-card. That's the benefit of Roman being gone. They're going to have to highlight these more. David here says they should have gotten 12 minutes and let them put on a show. Ali pins Ciampa on the shot. Yes, obviously, in a perfect world, that's what we'd want. This is the one thing I will knock WWE for. We should have gotten this match 100%. There's no reason to believe they're going to do anything special with Ciampa. So at least let him have these matches to showcase himself. You're not saving it for down the road. Ciampa's not going to be a guy that you're doing that with. So it didn't make sense to not just let them have the match and Ali go over. If anything, at least have him fending off Austin Theory at one point and still pick up the win. More babyface on him. But it was, again, it was just to push the United States title thing. I know what they're doing. I just don't do this so often. So, again, I'm excited for Theory and Ali at the pay-per-view. Thank you very much. That's going to be awesome. Yo, Jimmy, we got Nick in the chat. Thank you, Nick, for jumping in. Good to see you, brother. And then we got David. He's saying, and the ones that don't know Ciampa would take notice. Yes, because there's probably way too many people in this world that don't know how amazing Ciampa is. As me and Nick said on our prediction for the card at Hell in a Cell, Theory, Ali, Miz, and Ciampa in a 4-way at the pay-per-view would have been, that's a double chef's kiss. It would have been so awesome. And it would have given Ciampa the spotlight to really show everybody, like, hey, this dude is that shit. Didn't happen, though. So that's a bummer, but I'm not going to be mad. We are getting a United States title match on the event. That's good news. As long as they can take it and run with it and keep doing it each and every month. Don't do it and then don't do it again for 15 months. Don't do that. Treat the United States title like it should. Treat the IC title like it should, like they seem to be doing right now, and we will all be happy. He said Champagne. I assume he meant Ciampa should be put in the match, making a triple threat at least. I agree 100%. And I thought they might have done that at first, but then I saw Ciampa just walk in the back as Austin Theory was beating him up, and it's like, yo, no. Get him. He just cost you the match. Get him. That makes sense. They didn't do it, so we're not getting that. Take over Ciampa. If Anybody who's watched, anybody that sees this, anybody that's not seen what Ciampa is capable of doing, go watch NXT takeovers, specifically the ones with Johnny Gargano. It's beautiful. Watch his heel run as the NXT champion. It is amazing. He could do so much. I'd move him to SmackDown to help out that mid card because a Ciampa Ricochet feud would be awesome. We've already seen Ciampa and Gunther when he was Walter. That was awesome. Run it back and do it, please. Yes, but we'll wait to the draft to see what happens with Ciampa. I think that'll be very telling about his future. What happens then? He says, let's see, the man is a sports entertainment genius. I don't know if he's talking about me or Ciampa, but yes, both cases, he's absolutely correct. From there, we go to the back, and there's Riddle. He is walking down the hallway, and he starts cutting a promo about his upcoming match. And then David says, watch the entire Gargano Ciampa food. And then when you're done watching it, just go back and watch it again. It is feud of the decade. I'll say it. It's the feud of the decade. It was awesome between the 10s and 20s. It was amazing. But Riddle's cutting the promo. They got the upcoming championship contenders match, which I know everybody loves. And his teammate is Nakamura. I've saw a few people, little from column A, little from column B. I'm obviously column A because I'm number one. And then it's very good. Yep. If me and David are agreeing on something, you should definitely be checking it out because we don't always agree. The stuff we agree on is that top level tier shit. But I saw some people saying, what's the deal with Nakamura and Riddle teaming up? I didn't watch SmackDown. I caught the end, so I didn't see the team up there. I don't see why. But it didn't take much thinking for me to come up with that fact that both of them had their teammates injured by the Bloodline. So why not team up to try and take out the Bloodline to seek revenge? Pretty simple storytelling there. So if you're wondering, that's what it was. That's what it is. It makes a lot of sense. Nakamura ended up coming in at the end of the promo. They did a little thing. They shared a bro. Nice. Then the match happens. Decent match. I like seeing Nakamura get his kicks in. He got a lot of offense in on this. It's been a minute since I've seen Nakamura look this strong. The blind tag, then he came in with the Kinshasa out of nowhere. It was beautifully timed, and it just goes to show how beneficial Nakamura could be if you use him correctly. Riddle, he gets the hot tag. He gets the Randy Orton power slams. Thing of beauty. He hits the floating DDT. Thing of beauty. The crowd is going crazy for him doing this stuff for Randy. He is over. I love every second of it. Riddle is the man. As David pointed out, again, we are agreeing. Both partners out, so no harm, no foul. And as I said, it makes sense. So as Riddle was getting the upper hand, he went for the RKO. It got blocked, and then I believe it was Jimmy Uso took the scooter and tried to hit him with it. Riddle caught it. So what are you doing? The ref turns around. He sees. Then the Jimmy pulls back and hits him with it anyway. Disqualification. If they didn't use the disqualification in the theory match, I wouldn't have cared about this one. But there's two back-to-back disqualification matches. And you didn't need to do either. This one I get. This one makes more sense than the theory one. But again, since you used it in the theory one, don't do it here. Afterwards, they try to take out Riddle. Nakamura makes the save, and then Riddle hits the top rope super RKO, RK Bro, whatever we're gonna call it, and then they get to stand tall. So that match is going to be added to Hell in a Cell as well. Not mad at that because I think they did well with the time they had here. Give them some more time at the premium live event or the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell, and I think we're going to have a match of the night contender. They have surprising good chemistry. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Riddle, I think you could put Riddle with literally anybody, and there's going to be amazing chemistry. I think the character work he can do, and it's not even character work, it's just who he is. I think what he does just works, and you literally anybody can play off it, and you're going to get different dynamics with everybody. I think that's where Riddle is at, and that's what makes him so special. And I know a lot of people are rolling their eyes and groaning and moaning about how much praise I give this man. Suck it. Shut it. I don't care. Riddle is awesome. and the crowd is loving every second of it. So, hush. So that's another just great match they're gonna have at Hell in a Cell. I think we're gonna have another Backlash level pay-per-view premium live event, if that's what you want to call it, coming up on Sunday. That's how high I'm. That's the high hopes I have for Hell in a Cell at this point. After that, Ali is backstage. He's getting interviewed, talk about his match coming up, and then boom, he's attacked by Theory. Theory says, "No, you hate United States Championship material. You got that right, my brother." We got Dave says Nakamura April 1st, 2016 versus your boy Sammy. You should watch that too. Yep, you should watch anything with Sammy, in my opinion. But Nakamura had just a plethora of matches in NXT that were, he's good. They just need to utilize him correctly. And it doesn't seem like they really know how to do that on the main roster. Riddle is incredible to watch, even better live. Yep, he's the next one on the list. I have seen him live. I have not seen him live at this level. I think this is a whole other level that I've seen him on. I've been watching him since NXT. I don't think he's been as good as he is now since I've started. I have seen a few of his old matches, and they're great. He can match up with anybody as well. Like, there's literally not a hole in this man's game. Like, literally, there isn't. So I just don't get the hate at all. It always baffles me when I see people like, Riddle sucks. At what? At what? But yeah. So yeah, Theory attacked Ali. So that's twice now Theory got the better of Ali, which is very interesting because this is the go-home show for Hell in a Cell. And if they have a match at Hell in a Cell, usually the person that is getting the better of the other person takes the L. I don't see Theory taking the L here, but all signs are pointing to him taking the L here. Please no. Please no. There's not a knock on Ali. Theory's just that dude. Please don't do that to him. He wrestled a lot of really top names. Yes, he has. I saw the one with, I think I saw Walter and Will Ospreay. I saw those. I also saw Nick Gage, but that's for another story. Check out his stuff from Progress. Yeah, see, I've seen that one, unless he's done it more than once. But if it's on the network, yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch more because I'm on an indie kick at this point. Progress, especially Progress. Thank you very much, Nick. That's very beneficial for me. Back to the show. We get Liv versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has new music, and usually I groan at this, but the character has been changed a bit. They took her music and just remixed it, and it works. I was like, at first, and then it started going. I was like, you know what? This is still a banger. I love it because Rhea has one of the coolest theme musics in wrestling, and this one keeps up. I'm gonna love this one. I need to hear a few more times to really get into it. But yes, it works for her. It's not a knock, and I didn't see anybody complain about it, which is very weird. It's very weird not to find somebody complain about something on Twitter. These girls got time, and essentially they are the main event match tonight. Liv looked great because she continues to just get better and better and better. It's crazy how you think she's at a level. It's like, okay, she's reached her potential, and then she keeps getting better. She's still missing that one thing. Hopefully she can get it working with AJ and Finn. This match was really good. A few sloppy moments, but this is like a high-level feud at this point. These girls hate each other, and sloppiness adds to the real fight feel. I don't hate it. I'm not going to knock it. We got to check out the stuff from Progress. We got that one already. It's Liv had time to apparently. I guess this is a knock of what I said about the Rose and D match. I'm guessing. I don't know. But it's not. It doesn't feel the same because it's broken up. Liv is really putting the reps in, and you can tell. She continues to be the most improved wrestler of 2022, in my opinion. It's a race right now between her and Jade. I think Liv is above her right now, but both girls are putting in work. You can tell, and I like to see it. Because women's wrestling rules. Priest and AJ come out during the commercial break. AJ was rooting her on. Damon Priest was just watching on. Priest ends up helping Rhea at one point. Then AJ comes over, attacks him. This causes distraction. Liv gets the win. Finally, Liv gets a pinfall victory over Rhea Ripley. It happened. It happened. So this feud actually has reason to continue because it's not just a one-sided massacre anymore. After the match, Priest attacks AJ when he's celebrating with Liv, takes him out. Liv's like, stop it. And then Priest's like, okay. And he comes in the ring and starts backing her down. It's the return of Finn Balor. He comes out, he takes out Priest. AJ comes back up. Rhea Ripley acting like she's about to take them both on. Wouldn't surprise me if she did. She is a badass, but she doesn't see Liv behind her. She jumps off the top rope, takes Rhea out, and all three of them stand tall for the first time against Judgment Day. Edge was not there this week, though, so there you go. They have a mixed tag match, 6-person tag match at Hell in a Cell. That'll be interesting. I would really love to see Rhea Ripley be able to pin one of the men. I think it would be huge and push her towards SummerSlam against Bianca. It won't happen because of the rules they use, but it would be very, very cool. She was waiting in the ring that long for the match to start. Okay, I got you. Yes, okay. There was a long wait. They did the Memorial Day tribute thing. Don't take that as a slight against any of that. No, I'm not knocking Memorial Day or the people that we've lost. None of that. I'm sorry if that's since that's not what I meant. But I'm gonna move on from that before I dig myself in a bigger hole. So that was your main event match for the night. Again, I really enjoyed it. It might have been the most entertaining match of the night. No, like over the top great wrestling tonight. Just a lot of just TV wrestling. That's what I'll call it. TV wrestling. The stuff that you expect to see on free TV. Yeah. Rhea should pin Finn. He can afford to eat losses and predict that match. Yes, we did predict that match. So little Ciampa back pat right there on us. I think it would be just very awesome because it makes Rhea look incredibly strong going into the summer. And a Bianca versus Rhea Ripley match at SummerSlam would be bonkers. It would be awesome. Now we'll go to the main event segment of the night. I'm not even mad they saved this for the end because if you were tired of the show at this point, you could miss this and it doesn't hurt you. It's the contract signing between MVP, Omos, and Lashley. Your basic ass contract signing. MVP runs down Lashley. Lashley says, I never needed you. MVP says, you talk too much. Lashley signs the contract. And then MVP says, we ain't got to wait. He gets up. Omos gets up. Lashley gets up. It did wonders for Jordan Grace with Cardona. At Impact, though, unfortunately, WWE isn't going to do stuff like that. Networks. It's interesting because, as I've mentioned this before, Sammy Guevara, when I asked him and Sekani about a mixed tag match on AEW, mixing it up men and women, and he says networks just not cool with it. So I assume that's why we won't ever get to see something like that on one of these big shows. Hopefully that can change, though, because there's no reason it shouldn't. If it works on Impact, it would work on other shows. But they all stand up. Lashley flips the table, and then security comes out. Omos starts taking out security. Then Lashley jumps in, starts taking out security. They start throwing the chairs out. Face to face, it's about to go down. In comes Cedric Alexander from the back, and he clips Bobby Lashley. Omos runs in, attacks him. Somehow Bobby Lashley gets the upper hand, and he takes out Cedric Alexander with the big old spine buster, combination power bomb, whatever the combination is. It's the Nia Jax Slam. That's what we'll call it, because that's what she is. She made it famous when she was messing up Lana with it. But as he's taking out Cedric, this gives Omos the opportunity to attack him, hits him with the big boot, and then he starts attacking him, taking him out, goes and gets a table, sets it up in the corner, picks him up. He's ready to run and power slam Bobby through the table, but Bobby backs out. Omos is like, what the heck? Turns around, spear through the table. Both men are down. MVP's like, what's going on? And that's your show. Not a great ending for a go-home show, but again, I think the rest of the show was solid. Nothing spectacular, but things happened. Matches were made, and storylines were pushed forward. Yeah, I don't think you can really ask for much. You could probably ask for at least one great wrestling match, but at no point did I feel like this show was dragging. You might be on your own here, but I'm done with the Lashley Omos feud. You're not alone. As big as a supporter of Omos as I've been done with this since Backlash. Yeah, I think it should have been done there. They've dragged it out even longer. I'm interested to see who goes over here, though, because if you're building up Omos, he shouldn't be losing a 2-on-1 match against Bobby. But if Bobby is supposed to be one of your big name baby faces in the main event, putting him over Omos and MVP would catapult him to a challenger for Roman Reigns. So we know Roman has Riddle, Orton, and Drew lined up. Is there room for Bobby at any of this? I don't know. We'll see. It'll be very interesting who wins this. Again, I like to be surprised. I like to not know what's happening. I don't like predictability. So this match has that going for it at least. It won't be anything fantastic. But, oh wow, look at that! No, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be a fight of two big men throwing each other around. Who wins? I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. But that's Raw. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate you, the people that were here at the beginning, sticking through my little technical difficulties at the beginning. I got it now. No, I don't think I'll mess up again. That's on me. I appreciate you watching, though. That's my second thank you. And here's another thank you. I really, really appreciate people tuning in and hanging out with me. All the comments, they help me. They help me keep the show fresh, and I'm not just going through things. So I appreciate y'all joining in. Tell your mama, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemy, tell everybody. Bring them on in. Let's get this thing growing. Let's get a community here. I will be back Wednesday night recap for Dynamite for the post show. It is the show after the big pay-per-view. So a lot of big things should start on this one. I'm excited for this week's Dynamite. Yeah, that's when you will see me next. So in the meantime, if you need things to watch, head over to the channel. You know we got you covered. We got prediction shows. We got podcasts going for weekly news. I went off for the second week in a row. I hope doesn't become a thing for me moving forward. I just got heated again. We got interviews with wrestlers. We got interview with personalities. We got interview with the Wrestle Buddies. All for y'all. Enjoy them. Lists on top of that. But I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to say thank you one last time. I appreciate you all. Love you all. And I will see you on Wednesday night. Goodbye. Boom. No thing, because I got to take care of this now. So, peace, baby. Oh, where is it at?